Thank you, Tim. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Very happy to be here with you. You know, what's most impressive to me about today and gatherings that I've been going to recently here in the Valley is that there's this greater sense of optimism and momentum and collaboration. And even since I arrived 3 years ago, I've felt that, and I feel that again this morning. I actually see an even more diverse group of leaders here than ever before, from lots of different places up and down the valley and beyond, public and private sector together. And I wanted to thank the mayor for being here. We were joking that she was probably here for the first one as well, and she's been a long-time leader here in the community, and I want to thank her for her years of service as mayor, and looking forward to working with her in her new leadership position in January. So can you join me in thanking the mayor for her service? Thank you, Mayor. And I think her leadership has really supported this greater sense of optimism here in the community. But I also feel like there's a greater sense of collaboration as well, and that we're looking at long-term potential here in the Valley. And I would call it, since we're used to talking about ROI, return on investment, I might coin a phrase this morning, ROV, return on the Valley. And the fact that we are talking to each other, we're leaving our silos behind, we're parting with personal agendas, and we're looking at what's possible in a more collaborative way. And I think that collaboration requires patience, understanding, flexibility, but I think it's worth it. And we've set our sights at Fresno State on a more collaborative model with the community. And I can share with you with great confidence that we're pulling together in the same direction internally and externally, and that our students and our community are the beneficiaries of that collaboration. And we call this model at Fresno State the university and community working as one. And we've started this by listening, and I've tried to model that as president, to really listen carefully to all the different voices around the valley and beyond, and listening to wish lists that people have, and celebrating the assets that we have to work with. And I think it's really amazing when we see together through that listening how much we actually have in common, and how much we view our assets in the same way, and also our needs, where we need to go together. And for me, that's an encouraging thing. And I think one of the assets that we have in our valley is the unique diversity and the sense of inclusiveness. And some communities struggle with that. And maybe at times we do too, but I appreciate very much how we have worked together and embraced that diversity, not just at Fresno State, but in the community at large. And we've seized that opportunity. 70% of our students at Fresno State, including, I'm sure, many who are helping today, are the very first generation to college. And then we also have students who are second, third. Our student body president, Tim Ryan, is a fourth generation Fresno State student. And I love that we serve students from all those different backgrounds. And our graduation performance has reached almost 60%. Now, that means we still have a lot of work to do, but if you think about from the U.S. News and World Report perspective, they have this elaborate model that looks at how universities would perform. And according to their model, given our demography, our graduation rate should only be about 40%. So we're outperforming that by nearly 20 points. And that would make us, according to their calculations, the #1 public university in the country in terms of graduation rate performance, and that's right here in our Central Valley. And when you consider that 80% of our graduates stay right here in the Valley and have such a dramatic impact, the mayor being a great example of that, we have an engine here that can take the fuel of our diverse region and generate untold performance for any industry or startup that's willing to plant itself right here. And over the last week alone, there have been 2 extraordinary advances in our regional education structure that I want to share with you. The first one occurred last week, and it was in Visalia, when 2 institutions, the College of the Sequoias and Fresno State, with a long history and with student bodies that are very similar, we came together around a new campus right off of Mooney Boulevard. And the way this happened is that both institutions were able to set aside our own personal kinds of agendas and to say what's best for the greater good. And their board and their president did something extraordinary. They offered to Fresno State, free of charge, a new building right off of Mooney Boulevard, 10,000 square feet. And the deal is, if Fresno State will expand our programs to serve the community, here's this new building. And I thought that was a magnificent example of focusing on the greater good, with 2 presidents, both from this area, myself from Hanford and the president of COS, who had grown up in Dinuba, working together. And so stay tuned for more great things that are going to happen in the South Valley. And then just yesterday, 5 school districts, 3 community colleges, Fresno State and the Fresno County Office of Education with other partners launched the Central Valley Promise. And the promise is exactly what it implies. It's a promise to every student in 3 academic pathways in Fresno County, including the cities of Reilly, Sanger, Fresno, Mendota, and Firebaugh, that if they work hard and if they prepare with their families, we promise that they will gain admission to the community college, and then if they continue to prepare academically, they will be assured a spot at Fresno State. And the other part is that the first semester is guaranteed to be cost-free to them. So as you might imagine, that's an extraordinary promise that we have made to our students, and that they in turn are saying, we're going to do all those things to prepare to become that next generation of leaders. That only happened because with all of our different institutions, different governing boards, different leaders, we were able to say what is best for Fresno County, what is best for the Valley, and to pursue relentlessly that greater good. So it's with this dose of confidence that I'd like to suggest to you as venture capitalists in our audience that you can become purposeful capitalists, and angel investors can become intentional investors, because now more than ever you can count on your ROV, which is the return on the Valley. Thank you all very much for being here. Thank you, Dean Harper and Tim Stearns, Brad Tivich. Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a great day.